Have you been putting off your journey to sexual fulfillment? Have you been thinking that, oh, it's not as important? That, I have to take care of all other people in my life, I have to work, but my fulfillment and especially my sexuality is not as important. And today I want to explore the barriers to our sexual fulfillment and also how important our sexuality actually is and how important pleasure is to our life. And I know that when we are not fully fulfilled, right? When we are grumpy, when we're not as happy, we can't be our best selves. We can't be the best moms. We can't be best partners. And I know it about myself. If I'm not enjoying my life, then I'm all grumpy, and then the kids suffer and people around me suffer. So actually looking after ourselves and after our fulfillment is such an important piece. It's what we can give to the world, our happy, fulfilled self. So I do invite you to focus on your fulfillment, and today I want to discuss the barriers to our sexual fulfillment. And there are personal barriers and there are societal barriers. And personal barriers is usually our family history and our past negative experiences that we went through. And if we have past negative experiences, it's hugely important to work with them because we can't experience intimacy. We can't really open up our hearts and our bodies to intimacy, and these experiences come alive when we're being intimate with another person. I'm sure all of you know that when we get into intimate relationship, the past just comes in and it shuts us down, and we start to protect ourselves. We can't open our heart if we're afraid that the person is going to hurt us. So it's so important to work through past negative experiences and be able to open our hearts, our bodies to more love, to more connection. So, check in with yourself. Do I have like a barrier? Do I keep on protecting myself? We can't open up and protect at the same time. And it's so important for us to actually work through those experiences that we feel safe in our body, feeling safe inside ourselves. And then we don't have to replay it in our intimate relationships, and we can really deeply be with each other. And then there are societal pressures, right? And societal barriers. And we have such a body shaming culture. And especially as we age, our culture is very focused on, young looking people. And as we age, unconsciously, we take all these judgments on. We start to judge ourselves, start to judge our skin, our changing body. So it's hugely important to accept our changing bodies, because if we are judging ourselves, we kind of wear a voice outside, and it's like we're looking at ourselves from outside, and we can't be fully present in the moment. We get so self-absorbed when we have the discussion with our inner critical voice. We can't be present to intimacy, and we hide ourselves. And intimacy is all about being open and inviting other person into our world. So we really need to work with that inner critical voice. And our culture is just brings a lot of our beauty industry, right? You should look a certain way. If you don't fit into that box, then there's something wrong with you. And unconsciously we pick up on these messages and we start judging ourselves. And we just can't open our hearts to love and have the inner critical voice. So my invitation is, and that's the practice I share with the women I work with, is very simple. Just holding yourself, hugging yourself, and just saying, I'm right here with you. You're okay with me. You're safe with me. And I love you. And that self-love is such an important piece. Because if we don't have that self-love and willingness to accept ourselves as we are, we can't be open with other people. We can't let them into our world, because we might think, well, if they really see who I am, then they're gonna find, how bad I am. And so we start to protect ourselves and we push people away. And when we push people away, we can't really create that intimacy. And so the other exercise I really like to do is just holding your face and just saying, I'm right here with you. And you're okay as you are. And I accept you and I love you. And if you just do that with me, just such a powerful, beautiful practice. And I love practices that are very embodied. It's not about thinking, that I should accept myself, but actually touching yourself and being okay with yourself, okay with your changing skin, okay with your changing body. And then the other piece is so important for us to open up to our desires. And the society puts that image of, what should it look like, what relationship should look like. We watch all these movies, right? And it's like we have this image, but if that's not what I want, I don't want to create that. And we put pressure on ourselves. So it's so important to actually, what do I desire? What does my heart desire? And if we think that I want to be more sexual because of my partner, we're not gonna have so much skin in the game. So it's so important for you to figure out, why do I want more fulfilling intimacy? What's in it for me? And what kind of intimacy do I want? And I invite you to journal about it, write it down, and really explore, what does it look like for me? What do I want? Rather than what other people want. And that's why I find the power of women, after we turn 40, we're actually more willing to really connect what we want to who we are, rather than keep on pleasing other people, keep on trying to figure out what other people need from us. Yeah, and so the other barrier to intimacy could be the religion. If you come from a religious background, and sometimes religion could be very supportive of sexuality, but quite often it's quite negative around sexuality. So if you come from religious background and it shuts down your sexuality, it's very important to work with that and to see what's mine, what's not mine. And it goes with family history as well, right? This is what I feel, this belongs to me, but this is not mine. And be willing and able to actually give it away. This is not mine, it doesn't belong to me. And I want to create a different story for myself. I want to create a different experience of sexual fulfillment for myself. And the other piece that is the barrier for expressing our sexuality is our overachieving culture, because we are so focused on producing, on achieving, that we become kind of living talking heads. We talk from we work, and we're always in our head. And sexuality and pleasure happens in the body. And connection actually happens in the body, in our hearts. It's not in our head, even though we can connect on a, more intellectual level. But that's not the love feeling, that's not the intimacy. So it's so hugely important for us to stop being in our heads and come back into the body. And like yesterday, I went dancing with a couple of girlfriends. And it was just so beautiful, going for a walk and dancing and talking and hugging each other. So coming back into the body. And today I feel so much more pleasure because I feel connected to myself. And I felt connected to other, women, and just being with each other. So especially if you tend to work in a very head-dominated environment, it's hugely important every day for you to take like a minute or 2 minutes to come into the body, to breathe into the body, to relax right inside the body, that you can come home to the body. And that's how then we can create deeply intimate connection with another human. And yeah, please do let me know, what do you feel, what are your barriers towards sexual fulfillment? And also do let me know if you tend to think it's not as important to me, or maybe it's even selfish for me to focus on my sexual fulfillment. And again, I say it's not selfish, it's so important to focus on your sexual fulfillment, because that's what creates deeper intimacy, and that's what brings pleasure into our body, that's what brings the depth of connection. And then we can become ourselves more, we are so much more joyful, and that's the gift we can give to other people, our joy, our heart, our love. And this is Tarisha. Please do let me know your questions around sexuality and how you can step into the journey of sexual fulfillment. I'd be very happy to hear from you. You can comment, you can message me, you can email me at tarisha@deeplyinlove.com, and I'd be very happy to jump on a call with you so we can plan for you. What is it? What do I need to do? What steps do I need to take to create more fulfillment in my life? With a big, big hug. Bye.